Hello everyone, ex-Walk Hill Bethelite here. And so there's a news article out about a young girl, a 16-year-old girl, that was sexually assaulted by one of the Jehovah's Witness pedophiles in a Kingdom Hall parking lot. And at this point, I am so sick of the pedophiles. I'm done with it. I'm done feeling like talking and just enlightening people is enough. I think action needs to be taken in regards to all these pedophiles. I think that a course of action should be voted on. Things should be put on ballot so that the American people can go ahead and vote. Because most people, except for pedophiles themselves, or very weird, strange people, most people have zero tolerance for pedophiles. Most people, even criminals, have zero tolerance for pedophiles. So I do not think a pedophile should get 15 years for doing stuff to little kids. I don't think they should get 20 years for doing stuff to little kids. Pedophiles are sick. They're just as sick as the people that go out and do the serial killing. Just go wandering around killing people. The Jeffrey Dahmers that go doing all this weird stuff. People like that are sick. They should never be let out of prison. There shouldn't be, for a serial killer, no 15-year sentence or 20-year sentence. There shouldn't be for people that go out and have sex with kids. No 15, 20-year-old, 20-year sentence. The people that are the reason for people's kids disappearing from parks and stuff like that, they need to be gone. The serial killers, the pedophiles, the people out doing all these mass shootings. Society, there's no place in society for that. That's a level of crazy above crazy. It's too much. So I think that if a woman, we can do this to a woman's body where we put tubes in her and whatnot and suck out babies and do abortions. We can kill stuff while it's still inside people. If we as a society can do that to a woman's body, why in the world can't we neuter pedophiles? Why in the world are we giving them 15-year sentences or 20-year sentences or whatever, and then putting them on a list saying that they're not supposed to go by a school or whatever? If we can have, as a society, it's been legal to where a woman's body, we can go inside and kill stuff inside of it, we can do abortions, then why can't we just neuter pedophiles? Why can't we just surgically remove what is causing us so many problems? That's what they do with the women. Oh, this child is going to cause them problems. Oh, this child may cause problems in pregnancy. Oh, this child is inconvenient. Oh, the woman was raped, and so this child will cause mental stress. Well, what about the problems that pedophiles cause? So if you can do all this to a woman's body because of what's inside this woman's body that's going to cause problems, then why can't we go ahead and surgically take care of the problems that's going to happen because of what's inside this man's head or whatever? I'm tired of the pedophiles the serial killer society's taking care of that as far as death penalty and life sentences. The mass shooters, I don't think they would ever be taken out of prison. But the pedophiles, I don't think we've dealt with this yet. You don't put them and sit them in prison and let them get back out. They're sick in the head. They're going to keep doing the same thing. So just like there is a way to surgically remove whatever we think the problem is with the woman's body with the abortion, we need to surgically remove, neuter the pedophile, go ahead and cut off the penis surgically, put it in a jar and hand it to them, and let them play with that, or kill them. This is how I personally feel. I personally do not feel like a pedophile, a mass shooter, or a serial killer has got anything to add to society, that they've no reason to be here. The pedophiles need to be gone. I'm tired of it. The civilized thing is to go ahead and put it on a ballot so that society can do something about it and we can move on. Go ahead and let's neuter them. The penis, the testicles, whatever needs to come off, take it off. Or if there's a medical thing where it takes away it all, it takes away get rid of it. Get rid of the pedophiles. This guy that sexually touched, the pedophile that sexually touched, let's just get it all out there. The Jehovah's Witness that sexually touched that 16-year-old little girl, he was a regular at the hall. He was a regular at that Kingdom Hall. He was a Jehovah's Witness, essentially. If his family and everybody was regular at that hall, then he technically, he was a Jehovah's Witness. And these pedophiles are so bursting at the seams within Jehovah's Witnesses that they're just raping people in the parking lot now. It's just too many of them to control that. You can't tell me that that was not calculated. It wasn't a situation where a girl, in my opinion, it wasn't a situation where a girl just so happened to get cold and go to the car to go warm up, and a pedophile just so happened to be walking by in the parking lot. No, that pedophile knew. He was a regular at the hall. He knew it was cold in there. He knew sisters would come outside to try to warm up. He knew young girls would come outside and try to warm up because all the men have suit jackets. The men don't have to come outside and warm up because they have suit jackets. So this pedophile, who was obviously sick, the article said he was mentally disturbed. Of course he was mentally disturbed. He's a pedophile. He was smart enough to calculate, all these men have got suit jackets, they're going to stay in the hall. It's the women that are coming outside, so I'm going to parole the parking lot and wait for the opportunity to rape somebody. And that's essentially what happened. This guy, he was 27. This pedophile, Jehovah's Witness pedophile, and raped somebody in the hall. And probably the only reason we know about it is because somebody went to the police. This stuff has probably been going on. Not probably, this stuff has been going on. But now they're coming to the police. Now we all know about what's going on through news articles. But we already knew based off of the sexual assault cases. But I'm tired of Jehovah's Witnesses and the pedophiles. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. Jehovah's Witnesses, when they have these weirdos in these kingdom halls, I'm tired of the weirdos. They know it. They know they're weird. They know they're strange. They know they've been hanging out with kids after the meetings and before the meetings. And they just allow it because of their stupid religious concept that a person who's inside the hall is enlightened and the people outside are worldly. So this religious concept that everybody on the outside is worldly and everybody on the inside is on a higher plane morally, even though they're freaking weird and everybody knows they're weird and odd and they're pedophiles and all this other stuff. And these JWs think, well, they're not that bad because they're not worldly. They're not outside of the hall. They're inside of the hall. I'm done. I'm tired of it. The pedophiles need to go. The Jehovah's Witnesses need to go. The Mormons, the little sect of Mormons, the FLDS, the ones that were marrying grown men to little kids, they need to go. The sick stuff, that sick stuff needs to go. People should have a right to religion. But just like I have the freedom to do whatever I want as long as it doesn't break any laws or impose on other people, people should have the right to religion as long as they ain't trying to have sex with no kids or going around allowing it to go on for long periods of time without doing nothing about it. Once you get to the point where you got all these pedophiles running around, I'm done with it. The Jehovah, they need to go. All of them. All of them. They're just too stupid to do something about this pedophilia. They're too stupid to not be a part of something that is just overran with pedophiles and sick peoples and weirdos. There were a ton of the weirdos back when I used to go growing up. There's gotta be a whole population of them in there now. So we need to move on from just talking about this stuff. This stuff needs to be put on a ballot. This stuff needs to become big enough of a deal for politicians to start talking about it. This stuff, the Catholic Church, the priests were pedophiles. And I'm sure there are pedophiles in the church in general. But Catholics are a little bit more, or a lot more, down to earth in the sense that they're not just going to have any old body by their kids. They trust priests. And you kind of think of why they might trust a priest. Priests went through all this school and college and everything else, and all this training and seminary and everything to become a priest. You think that they be trustworthy. So it's kind of understandable why that happened in the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church has done all kinds of stuff, had organizations and everything to kind of try to fix the problem. Jehovah's Witnesses, with their ideology that everybody on the outside of that religion is worldly and everybody on the inside is not worldly and somehow more enlightened, means they trust freaking everybody in the hall. You ain't got to be no priest. You don't got to be an elder. They trust darn near everybody in the freaking hall. They would send their kids off with darn near anybody in the hall. It needs to go. For the sake of the kids that have been molested and the sake of the kids that are gonna be molested because of this stupid cult, it needs gone. So the people that go in and interrupt the meeting and interrupt the people standing next to carts and whatnot, I could care less that they interrupt the freaking people in a meeting or standing next to a cart. The pedophilia is more important, and putting a stop to it is more important. There comes a point where we have to have priorities. I understand that somebody's been burning down kingdom halls and whatnot. The pedophilia is a higher priority than that. So the people who are all, sympathetic towards Jehovah's Witnesses, and you got to be either sympathetic towards Jehovah's Witnesses or sympathetic towards these kids that are getting molested and touched and put in situations where they're in danger, going door to door and going into people's houses and whatnot. They don't even know who's the house they're going into. You're either sympathetic to the JWs or the kids. You're either sympathetic to the pedophiles or the kids. One or the other. So the people who are sympathetic for the kids, Jehovah's Witness, it needs to go. All of it, because they've had plenty of time. Watchtower's been around for 100 years. They have had time to do the right thing in regards to pedophilia, and they came up with a 2-witness rule. They did the wrong thing. It was their choice to do the wrong thing, and kids paid the price. Now they need to pay the price, and they need to be gone. I have zero sympathy. Gone. I don't care if you're stupid. I don't care if you're indoctrinated. Gone. Y'all had time to have done the right thing, and you haven't. The Catholic Church has tried to do all kinds of different things to put a stop to it. Watchtower hadn't. Australian Royal Commission, they essentially say, oh, we're just not going to do anything. So, Jehovah's Witnesses have had time. Tell me if I'm lying. They have had time to do the right thing, and they haven't. And to my knowledge, they're not going to, and I'm done. I don't want to wait for them to finally do the right thing, and if they ever, they need to just go. The people that go and interrupt the meetings need to go on and interrupt the meetings. The people that interrupt the people standing next to carts, I don't care how dumb or indoctrinated they are, they need to go on and interrupt it, because these kids need to be saved. They got people standing next to carts in front of schools, in front of high schools. More than likely, it's a pedophile. Who else is going to come up with the concept? I'm going to put one of these carts that I stand next to with the watchtowers on it, and I'm going to stand next to a high school or a middle school. Ain't nobody coming up with that idea but a pedophile. The thought doesn't even occur to a regular person. They need to go. All of them. They need to go. It needs to be gone. The FLDS, all these pedophile religions need gone. The people who can practice religion without hurting other people and without having sex with kids, let them practice whatever religion they want. But if you can't practice a religion without having all these people having sex with kids and touching them, and y'all ain't got enough sense to do anything about it, then y'all ain't got enough sense to have a religion. It needs to be gone. So comment down below, let me know what you think. If you think there's something that can be done to fix pedophiles other than neutering them or putting them in prison for life or giving them the death penalty, let me know. Comment down below, and then we'll go with that concept. But if there's nothing that can fix these pedophiles, and they're getting so bold that they're just raping kids in the parking lot of the Kingdom Hall now, all of it needs to stop. All of it needs to come to an end. 937-789-4029. Ex-Wallkill Bethelite signing out.